The only country in the world that is also a UNESCO site. No, this is not just a church. The Vatican is an entire country. It covers only 121 acres, making it the smallest independent state on Earth. Yet its influence spans centuries and continents. It is home to the Pope, the Sistine Chapel, and Michelangelo's ceiling. This walled enclave is where faith meets art at the highest level. In 1984, UNESCO added the Vatican to the World Heritage List. It is the only country in the world recognized as an entire World Heritage Site. In the heart of Rome, Italy, lies an independent state, Vatican City. Covering only 121 acres, it is the smallest independent country in the world, yet its influence stretches across centuries and continents. As the residence of the Pope and the spiritual center of Roman Catholicism, this walled enclave blends art, history, and faith. The central landmark of the Vatican is St. Peter's Basilica, a Renaissance masterpiece believed to have been built over the burial site of St. Peter, the Apostle and the first Bishop of Rome. The basilica's dome, visible from afar, crowns one of the largest churches in the world. In front of the basilica lies St. Peter's Square, a major site for papal blessings and religious gatherings, attracting large numbers of pilgrims every year. Beyond the basilica are the Vatican Museums and the Sistine Chapel, unmatched cultural treasures. The ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, painted by Michelangelo, is considered one of the greatest achievements of Western art. Despite its tiny size, the Vatican maintains its own administrative systems, including postal services, a telephone network, banking, and the right to issue its own coins. Although the Vatican is not a member of the European Union, it issues its own euro coins. Surrounding the Vatican is the city of Rome itself, a living museum home to landmarks such as the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, and the Pantheon. Here, faith, history, and modern life intertwine, offering a unique and unforgettable experience. In the heart of ancient Rome stands the Colosseum, a massive amphitheater that survived emperors, wars, and the fall of an entire empire. Nearly 2,000 years ago, in 80 AD, tens of thousands of people gathered here to witness spectacles that were considered symbols of Rome's power. The Colosseum was commissioned by Emperor Vespasian and completed by his son Titus. This enormous structure of stone and concrete could hold more than 50,000 spectators. For the Romans, it was not just a place of entertainment, it was a demonstration of the state's might. Gladiator battles, wild animal hunts, and even staged naval battles took place here. Beneath the arena lay a vast underground labyrinth. There were cages with tigers, lions, and bears, rooms for gladiators, and complex mechanisms that lifted people and animals directly onto the arena floor. The audience could not see what was happening below, making the sudden appearances seem almost magical. Gladiators were not only slaves. Some became gladiators voluntarily in search of fame, money, or freedom. Victorious fighters became true celebrities of the ancient world. Crowds knew their names, and women admired them much like modern movie stars. But behind the grandeur of the Colosseum was great brutality. Thousands of people and animals died in its arena for the entertainment of the public. Over time, the Roman Empire weakened, and the bloody games began to disappear. After the fall of the empire, the Colosseum endured earthquakes, looting, and centuries of abandonment. Stones from its walls were used to construct other buildings in Rome. And yet, the Colosseum survived. Today, it is considered one of Italy's greatest symbols, reminding the world of both the glory and contradictions of ancient Rome. Millions of tourists visit every year to witness the place where history still lives among the ancient stones. In the very center of ancient Rome lies the Roman Forum, the place where the fate of an entire empire was once decided. More than 2,000 years ago, this area was full of life. Politicians delivered speeches, merchants sold goods, priests held religious ceremonies, and the people of Rome gathered to hear the latest news. Originally, the Forum was an ordinary swampy valley between the hills, but over time the Romans drained the land and transformed it into the main center of public life. Gradually, temples, arches, markets, and government buildings appeared here. From this very place, Rome governed vast territories stretching from Britain to the Middle East. One of the most important places in the Forum was the Curia, the building of the Roman Senate, where decisions that shaped history were made. Nearby stood the Rostra, a platform from which great orators spoke. It was here that Julius Caesar addressed the people, and later Mark Antony delivered his famous speech after Caesar's assassination. The Forum was also home to the Temple of Saturn, one of the oldest structures in Rome, where the state treasury was kept. And the sacred Vestal Virgins maintained the eternal flame in the Temple of Vesta, believing that as long as it burned, Rome would survive. Over time, the Roman Empire began to decline, and the Forum gradually lost its importance. Many buildings were destroyed by earthquakes, wars, and the passage of time. During the Middle Ages, the area was almost turned into pasture land, and ancient marble stones were taken away to build new houses and churches. Yet even after centuries, the Roman Forum still preserves the spirit of the ancient world. Today, among the ruins, visitors can still see the remains of temples, columns, and roads once walked by emperors, senators, and ordinary citizens of Rome. It is a place that reminds the world how one civilization changed the course of human history. In the center of Rome stands the Pantheon, one of the most remarkable temples preserved from the time of ancient Rome. Nearly 2,000 years ago, this structure was created as a temple for all the Roman gods. Even today, the Pantheon amazes visitors with its architecture and is considered one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. The first temple on this site was built by the general Marcus Agrippa around 27 BC, but it was later destroyed by fire. The modern Pantheon appeared in the 2nd century AD during the reign of Emperor Hadrian. Despite later reconstructions, the inscription bearing Agrippa's name still remains on the facade, preserving a connection between different eras of Rome. The main feature of the Pantheon is its enormous dome. For more than 1,000 years, it remained the largest concrete dome in the world. At the very center of the dome is a circular opening called the oculus. Through it, sunlight enters the building, creating a unique atmosphere. The Pantheon has no windows, and the oculus serves as the only source of natural light. For the ancient Romans, the Pantheon was not only a temple but also a symbol of the empire's power. The perfect proportions of the building reflected the Roman desire for order and harmony. Inside, the walls were decorated with marble, statues, and columns brought from different parts of the vast empire. After the fall of the Roman Empire, many ancient structures were destroyed, but the Pantheon managed to survive. In the 7th century, it was converted into a Christian church, which helped preserve the building to the present day. Because of this, visitors today can see the Pantheon almost exactly as it appeared to the people of ancient Rome. Over time, the Pantheon became the burial place of famous figures. Italian kings and the great artist Raphael are buried there. Today, millions of tourists come to see the temple that survived wars, earthquakes, and centuries of history. The Pantheon remains a symbol of eternal Rome and a reminder of the greatness of ancient civilization.